What happens when a child grows up without love, care, or attention? What are the long-term effects of neglect? Can a neglected child ever truly heal? In this documentary, we explore the disturbing effects of childhood neglect, an issue that affects millions worldwide but remains hidden in the shadows. Neglect is one of the most damaging forms of childhood maltreatment. Unlike physical abuse, neglect is invisible, but its effects last a lifetime. Understanding childhood neglect occurs when a caregiver fails to provide basic emotional, physical, or psychological needs. Unlike active abuse, neglect is often passive. It is the absence of care rather than the presence of harm. There are 4 main types of neglect. 1. Physical neglect, failing to provide food, shelter, and hygiene. 2. Emotional neglect, ignoring a child's emotional needs, leaving them feeling unloved. 3. Educational neglect, failing to enroll a child in school or preventing learning. 4. Medical neglect, denying necessary medical care. My mom would leave for days, sometimes weeks. There was no food, no clean clothes, and no one to talk to. I remember feeling invisible. The psychological effects of neglect. Neglect isn't just about physical survival. The emotional scars run deep. Many neglected children develop 1. Anxiety and depression. 2. Low self-esteem. 3. Difficulty forming healthy relationships. 4. Trust issues and attachment disorders. Dr. Robert Klein, studies show that neglected children have smaller brain volumes. The lack of stimulation disrupts neural connections, leading to cognitive and emotional struggles. How neglect affects brain development. In the first 5 years of life, a child's brain undergoes rapid development. Neglect can lead to 1. Reduced gray matter volume. 2. Poor emotional regulation, delayed speech and cognitive impairment. Children raised in extreme neglect show significant brain differences. Without intervention, these effects can be lifelong. Real-life cases of neglected children. Neglect is not just a statistic, it's a heartbreaking reality for millions. Let's look at 3 real-life cases. 1. The case of Danielle Crockett, found at age 7, unable to speak due to extreme neglect. 2. The Romanian orphans, thousands left in state-run orphanages, deprived of human interaction. 3. The case of baby P, a child who suffered fatal neglect despite multiple welfare checks. The long-term consequences of neglect. The effects of childhood neglect extend far beyond childhood. Many neglected children grow up to face 1. Substance abuse issues. 2. Unstable relationships. 3. Mental health disorders. 4. Higher risk of criminal behavior. Scientific research and expert insight. Scientific research confirms the devastating impact of neglect. Key studies include 1. The Bucharest Early Intervention Project, which showed how neglect affects brain development. 2. Studies on attachment theory, revealing why neglected children struggle with trust. How to help neglected children. Neglect is not a life sentence. With the right support, children can heal. Strategies include 1. Early intervention programs. 2. Therapy and counseling. 3. Foster care and adoption initiatives. 4. Community support programs. It takes a village to heal a child, but recovery is possible. We've seen children thrive after receiving the love and care they deserved. Neglect steals childhood, but awareness and action can change lives. If you suspect neglect, report it. If you can help, volunteer. And if you were neglected, know that healing is possible. 1. Subscribe to our channel for more documentaries. 2. Share this video to spread awareness. 3. Support organizations that help neglected children.